sit down with current SA President Neil Casey and hear from SA Board of Elections Chairman PJ Lampy. But first, let's find out what today's campus headlines are. Nearly 300 people went to see Syracuse University alums last night. Actor Taye Diggs and illustrator Shane Evans. The men attended a Say Yes to Education event to help promote literacy, the importance of education, and being yourself. Diggs and Evans signed copies of the children's book they worked on together, entitled Chocolate Me. The book encourages kids to appreciate and celebrate differences. Meanwhile, big changes are happening on campus with the newly named Advocacy Center. Formerly the Rape Center, organizers felt a name change was necessary so that students will know that the center provides both confidential services and prevention and education programs for a wide range of sexual and relationship violence. November 15th through the 16th, the center will have a table and shine for students to get information about services. And the College of Visual and Performing Arts is receiving high praise. Two of its undergraduate design programs have been ranked in the top 10 in the nation. The 2012 Design Intelligence Report mentioned VPA's Industrial and Interaction Design program. Besides that, the college's Environmental and Interior Design program made the list. Now we're going to hand it over to current SA President Neil Casey for this week's campus address. Neil, what do you have for us this week?
Thanks, Andrew. It's great to be back for one of our final SA Todays and weeks of the semester. The 55th session is coming to a close, and elections kicked off today, and we have certainly had an incredible turnout. I am pleased to announce that we have eclipsed our 10% requirement already, with over 1,500 students voting by 3 p.m. this afternoon, which is absolutely incredible for the amount of voter turnout that we've seen in recent years. So we're incredibly excited for it. So make sure you keep logging on to MySlice to vote until Thursday evening. I also want to talk about tonight we're going to be allocating our final amount of appeals money for the spring 2012 semester. Organizations have put their budgets together, will have the opportunity to go through appeals, and the Finance Board this semester actually found so many great events that they had to find extra money to fund all the great events. Those that did not get funding will still have the opportunity to come through special programming in the spring. So we ask that when you come to the assembly meeting tonight, you take it easy, that we'll work with you every step of the way so that your events can go forward. And finally, tonight we're going to be welcoming Vice President of Enrollment, Mr. Don Sala, to talk about admissions rankings. Obviously a huge debate for us over the last couple weeks and over the last year, and it's raised national attention across the country. So tonight Don will be talking about admissions rankings and giving us the facts about what's really going on. So we're really looking forward to it. And then finally, at the end of the meeting after Thanksgiving break, we're going to be welcoming Professor David Bennett, who is the opposite side of the issue, to talk about everything that's happening from his end, so the Assembly can really put together a well-formulated opinion on this. So that's all that's going on in SA the last couple weeks. Andrew, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Neil. We're not done with him just yet, but first, when we come back, PJ Lampy will tell you how you can vote in this year's SA elections. Don't go away.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Rosita, did you know there's a right way to sneeze? Let's show them, Emma. Got it. When you feel like your nose needs to give it at you, this is how you act, this is what you do. Lift your arm up high, bend it toward your face. Sneeze right there in the belly place. Achoo, achoo. You can do it with ease. Achoo, achoo. That's the right way to sneeze. Thank you.
To learn more about preventing flu, visit flu.gov.
Okay, so you're at the bar, having a good time, hanging out with your friends, when you suddenly realize that you had just one too many drinks and decide it's time to go home. So you say, meh, I'm not leaving my car here. And so you drive home, taking a straight road that starts to look windy, so you turn and hit a tree. But you're probably sitting at home thinking, you're too smart for that, huh? Well, think again, because that's when you realize that 3 in 10 Americans are involved in an alcohol-related crash. And in 2006, about 1.5 million were arrested for DUI. It's tough to call for a ride, but it's even tougher to call 911.
Need someone to do my hair. Back when I could still say my husband's name. Back when I could have called 911 but didn't. Back when I first felt the warning signs of a stroke but did nothing. I wish I could go back, but I can't.
With a stroke, time lost is brain lost. At the first warning signs, take action immediately.
And welcome back to Essay Today. Student Association elections began this morning on the Hill. The election lasts until Thursday night at 11:59 p.m. Voting does take place on My Slice. I actually sat down with Board of Elections Chairman P.J. Lampy earlier today to talk about how elections will work this year. PJ, there were some problems with the voting system on My Slice Monday morning. What went wrong and has it been fixed?
Well, Andy, basically the issues were that the page was loading incorrectly and actually would jump directly to the bottom. The issue was actually completely resolved. Last night on Monday night, we actually, the resolution was that we actually provided a box that would pop up. That box would warn anyone who was voting if they did forget to click on something. It would warn them. It would say, you know, hey, you didn't vote for the president, or hey, you didn't vote for the comptroller. Just to let them know that you didn't vote for that. That change did go into action about 1 a.m. So if anyone did vote for that, they didn't get that warning. And if they did vote though and didn't vote for president or comptroller or something like that, and they missed out on that due to the fact that the page did load, that means that they did miss out on voting for president or comptroller.
What is your voter turnout goal for this election?
Well, for the vote to actually go through and everything to work out perfectly, we would need 10% of the student body, which is about 1,400 students. It's 1,400. We're hoping to get about 25%. We're looking at about 4,000 students. That'd be great. We'd love to have 4,000 students vote. That's pretty much our goal. So,
how do you plan on reaching that amount?
Right now, you know, we're tabling in Shine. We'll also be in Ernie Davis in the evenings. Really just reaching out to the entire student population, just saying, hey, you know, vote, you know, get involved and really let your voice be heard. Our big campaign right now is actually the KISS campaign, you know, Keep It Simple Syracuse. A fun name to work with. We're handing out chocolate Hershey Kisses to just really, you know, push our name, push SA as, you know, as a group, and just say, hey, you know, vote, let your voice be heard, you know. So we're excited, though.
Now, besides SA President, what else is up for election on My Slice?
Well, currently on My Slice, you can vote for the president, the comptroller. We also have a few resolutions, and then also your General Assembly. So you're voting based on your home college. So if you're from architecture, arts and science, the iSchool, basically whatever home college out of those 9 home colleges you're from, you're voting based on your General Assembly. It's a 1 to 300 ratio. So basically, we have a variety of students coming at you, and just you're voting based on who you're interested in voting. One thing I do want to make note of is that to the left of the students' names are an I, like the letter I, and you click on that I to read the student's bio. So if you're interested in reading more about your candidates, definitely click on those letters. That's for President, Comptroller, and General Assembly. You can read more about those candidates there.
And then, PJ, it's the last week of the campaigns, essentially. Is it too late for students to still learn more about the candidates, or will the campaigns still be out there all week long?
You know, it's not too late. We definitely say to learn more about the candidates, go on My Slice, read the bios. You can also go on Facebook. Each candidate does have, you know, their own Facebook page. Definitely that's the best place to read more about them. We do have the bios, which is our own personal way of providing information. So definitely learn more about them. We definitely say that the best way is to learn things before you actually go on and vote. We want you to have a clear picture of each candidate before you actually go on My Slice and choose your candidate.
PJ actually informed us earlier that 11% of the student body has voted, and Neil broke that news right here on Essay Today a few moments ago. But just how do you vote on My Slice if you haven't voted yet? Our own Julia Palmer is here to give you the step-by-step instructions.
Voting in the Student Association elections is easy and will take less than 5 minutes.
First, log on to My Slice using your net ID and password. Then you'll be brought to your home page. At the top of your home page, click on the button that says Vote Now. Then you'll be brought to the voting page where you can vote for the next SA President, Comptroller, and your home college assembly representative. You'll also be asked to vote for 3 different referendums. When you are finished, scroll down to the bottom of the page and click Submit.
So remember to log on to your My Slice account from now until Thursday night at 11:59 p.m.
Not too bad there. You can even vote as you sign up for classes next semester. In fact, our director just voted 2 minutes ago, so it's very quick to vote. Meanwhile, after the break, SU students told us what their plans are for Thanksgiving break, and President Neil Casey is back to answer some more campus questions. Don't go away.
There's a
H1N1 swine flu infection. For intervention, I bring prevention. Dr. Clark, here I come to make your head numb. Health hot, lesson 1 to stop the bedlam. If you think you infected, seek attention. If you haven't, stay at home so you don't spread none. Use tissues when you sneeze, cause you could spread some. Cause coughed up germs is where it spreads from. I'm recommending washing hands for protection, front and back real thorough while you count 20 seconds. Hand sanitizer, I advise you get it. Why? It makes germs die when you rub and let it dry. Don't touch your eyes, your mouth, your nose, your face. That's how you get infected, so you better play it safe. Long-term outcome, we'll see the end come. Never sick again from the H1N1.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Clark. Before I wrote my lyrics, I went to flu.gov and got some great information. Log on to flu.gov and together we can stop the H1N1.
Spirit, we're hot, we can't be stopped. We got the spirit, we're hot, we can't be stopped. We're gonna beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a
One
dad
more
today.
time. All those boys are much too much.
And welcome back to Essay Today. Student Association President Neil Casey joins me again. Neil, thanks again for being on the show
As
today.
always.
Now, as we know, no classes next week. It's actually Thanksgiving weekend. Let's actually take a look to see what some students are doing for the holiday.
I'll be at my parents' house in Fayetteville, New York, and it'll be great because there'll be a lot of cranberry sauce and mashed potatoes.
We have football practice, and sitting in my apartment.
I am spending time with my aunt and uncle during Thanksgiving.
I'm just going to be heading down to the city with my brother for a few days, and then I'm going to visit some friends in Ithaca.
And for Thanksgiving, I'm going to go home. Well, I'm going to go to visit my uncle in Manhattan.
We're going to watch the parade, and then we're going to go see Phineas and Ferb with my brother.
Gonna just spend it with my family. Probably, I got family in the city, so I'll probably head down there on Wednesday or Thursday, and have the traditional Thanksgiving dinner, and then head back Friday. Just pretty much just spend the whole time with my family.
Sounds like really some fun things there, Neil. Do you have any big plans for a break?
I do. I'm just actually headed down to Cortland, not too far from here, to have some Thanksgiving dinner with the family.
Great, that's good stuff. Well, Neil, also in addition to that, let's go back to some serious business.
Okay.
Registration, because Thanksgiving is fun, but it's not that serious.
Sure.
Registration coming up for classes. A lot of new students don't know how to go about registering for classes.
Sure.
Well, how would you explain that to them?
Well, log into MySlice, and while you're there, you should remember to vote as well.
Nice
But when
plug,
you're
right?
there, right, exactly. When you're there, click on Enroll in a Class. Search for the class you want to take next semester. If you're a first-year student, you probably have an advising hold. Check with your advisor. Talk about what your academic plan is for the year, for your career here. Do you want to go abroad? Do you not want to go abroad? What types of things you need to do? Work out your classes from there. Put them on a nifty little shopping cart. And when it comes time for your enrollment time, click Enroll.
So pretty easy. And while you mentioned students should be voting when they're on MySlice, why should students vote? I know it's a very simple question, but a lot of students sometimes don't.
It's a very important question, and I think that's one that we need to do a better job of communicating with students. So a student association really is and can make a difference on campus, and there are real issues here, and we have candidates who differ on these issues. So by voting, you really have a say. We had students protesting in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, really igniting this campus up and bringing a student voice to it. And that's our history here at SU, so it's important to carry that on. Vote for your candidates because they really do represent you.
Well, Neil, so much going on right now. It's really a cool atmosphere here at Syracuse to be a part of it. I mean, you got break coming up, you've got the elections, you got registration for classes, so everyone's going to be staying busy.
It's very exciting. We're looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great rest of the week. These candidates are really going to make a final push, and we're looking forward to the winner.
Great. Thanks for joining us.